my little stars. Tonight's story is about the power of laughter and the strength it takes to protect it. It begins when the people of Nairobi Nova forgot how to laugh. But fear not, for our brave friends Kwame and Asha are here to remind us of the magic that lives in joy. Sit close, and let me tell you the tale of the Mũgumo tree's secret. The bustling streets of Nairobi Nova had turned somber. The vibrant market, usually alive with bright colors and cheerful voices, was unrecognizable. The neon lights that lined the stalls flickered weakly, their once brilliant hues now muted. The sun seemed to have gone on holiday with the moon, leaving behind dull grey days and nights so dark that even the bioluminescent plants struggled to shine. Kwame stood in the middle of the market, noticing the change. "Why isn't anyone laughing at Mr. Lilo's tricks?" he asked, pointing to the hover goat, who had gotten his head stuck in a basket of mangoes. As if on cue, Mr. Lilo backed up, sending the entire basket flying, mangoes rolling across the market floor. Normally, this would have sent the villagers into fits of laughter, but today, nothing. Stall owners moved sluggishly, their faces devoid of emotion. Children, who once darted between stalls playing games, sat quietly on the sidelines, their toys forgotten. Even the fruits and vegetables seemed less vibrant, as if the very essence of the village had dimmed. Asha frowned, holding her resonance module. "Even Nimbus hasn't purred all day. It's like the joy has been sucked out of everything." Kwame nodded. "Something is very wrong." The elders of the village gathered under the Mũgumo tree to discuss the strange illness. "It's as if something has stolen our laughter," one elder said, her voice heavy with concern. Another elder added, "Without laughter, our hearts weaken. The village cannot survive like this." "Do you remember the time the hover goats broke into the storage shed?" One elder tried to lighten the mood. "They ate all the holographic projectors, and for a week, our village online meetings were filled with random cat videos." The others managed weak smiles, but the joy never reached their eyes. Even reminiscing about their funniest moments couldn't shake the heavy gloom. The darkness of the nights seemed to press harder, and the dull days dragged endlessly, sapping energy and hope. Kwame and Asha listened quietly, their hearts sinking. They had only just mended the rift in the sky, and now their village faced a new challenge. "We have to do something," Kwame said. "But what?" That night, as Kwame and Asha sat under the Mũgumo tree, they noticed a flickering holographic panel embedded in its trunk. Mr. Lilo, ever curious, head-butted the panel, causing it to spark to life. An AI-generated voice spoke. "Within my roots lies the key to your laughter. Access requires both courage and understanding. Beware, for the path will challenge your resolve." Kwame's eyes widened. "Did you see that? The tree? It's more advanced than we ever imagined." Asha nodded. "It's guiding us. We have to follow." With determination, they prepared for the journey. Kwame packed his emotion-sensing goggles and a portable diagnostic scanner, while Asha brought her resonance module, a device she used to translate vibrations into melodies. Mr. Lilo insisted on tagging along, his jetpack sputtering as he hovered above them. The entrance to the Mũgumo tree's roots was hidden behind a curtain of glowing vines. As Kwame and Asha stepped through, they found themselves in a breathtaking underground labyrinth of high-tech wonders. Bioluminescent moss lined the walls, and mechanical tendrils coiled like living roots, responding to their movements. "This is incredible," Asha whispered. "It's like the tree is alive in more ways than we thought." They encountered their first challenge at a gate powered by an emotion lock system. A voice instructed, "To proceed, demonstrate resilience." Recall a moment of failure and how you overcame it. Kwame hesitated, his voice heavy as he began. Once I designed a bridge I was so proud of, but I rushed the calculations. The first time someone stepped on it, it collapsed. Everyone laughed, not in a kind way, but because they thought I was foolish. I wanted to quit right there. For days I stayed in my workshop, too embarrassed to face anyone. But Asha came by and said, "So what if you failed? The only way forward is to try again." It was hard, but I rebuilt it, this time stronger. And when the villagers finally crossed it safely, I felt like I'd bridged more than just the gap. The gate opened slightly. Asha stepped forward, her hands trembling. When a storm destroyed my first musical cloud, I felt like I'd lost a piece of myself. That cloud was more than a project, it was my voice, my creativity. I sat in my room for days, crying, thinking I'd never create anything meaningful again. But then I started listening to the storm, its rhythm, its power. It gave me an idea. That's when I created the Storm Symphony, and it was more beautiful than anything I'd made before. But failure, it felt like a part of me breaking. The gate fully opened, leading them deeper into the labyrinth. At the center of the labyrinth, they discovered the heart of the Mũgumo tree, a glowing orb encased in a crystalline chamber. The chamber's walls displayed holograms of the village's happiest memories, projected like living art. One memory showed an elder's hover goat parade gone hilariously wrong, with goats pirouetting out of sync and sending bystanders into peals of laughter. Another showed children giggling uncontrollably as Nimbus chased after his own tail, accidentally activating a holographic disco ball. As they approached, the chamber's AI guardian activated. "State your purpose. Why do you seek the heart?" Kwame stepped forward. "Laughter connects us. Without it, our village is breaking apart. We need to restore it." Asha added, "Laughter is more than joy, it's resilience. It reminds us that even in failure, we can find hope." The guardian paused, then said, "You understand the essence of laughter. But to unlock the heart, you must face your greatest fears." Holographic projections of their past failures appeared. Kwame saw his collapsing bridge, while Asha heard the storm that had once drowned her melody. They felt the weight of shame and doubt, but used each other's support to push through. "Failure isn't the end," Asha said. "It's the start of something new." The chamber glowed and the heart's protective casing dissolved, revealing golden fragments of laughter captured like tiny stars. With the heart's fragments in hand, Kwame and Asha returned to the village. They activated the resonance module, releasing the fragments into the air. The golden lights drifted over the village, infusing the air with warmth and joy. Mr. Lilo led the charge, bleating triumphantly as he attempted to juggle mangoes with his jetpack. The children burst into giggles as Nimbus joined in, chasing after the falling fruit, accidentally bumping into holographic controls that projected a kaleidoscope of colors into the night sky. The villagers, now bathed in the warm glow of the golden fragments, began to feel a lightness they hadn't known in weeks. The elders gathered around the Mũgumo tree, recounting the stories they hadn't dared to share in the gloom. "Remember the time Mr. Lilo headbutted the mayor's hovercar, thinking it was a rival goat?" one elder said, chuckling. Another added, "Or when Nimbus managed to reprogram the market's speaker system, and we had goat bleats for background music for a whole day." Kwame and Asha smiled as they watched the laughter ripple through the crowd. The villagers weren't just laughing, they were reconnecting, their joy becoming a shared experience that bridged the gap the gloom had created. As the village celebrated, Kwame turned to Asha. "I didn't realize how much we needed this. Not just the laughter, but the chance to remember that we're not alone. Asha nodded, watching children play under the now brilliant neon skies. It's funny, isn't it? How something as small as a shared laugh can hold so much power. The Mũgumo tree's AI voice hummed softly. Laughter is not just an emotion. It is a bridge, a melody, and a light. Remember this when the gloom returns, as it always will. Together, you will always find your way through. You see, little stars, life will always have moments of gloom. But when we face them together with courage and kindness, even the darkest nights can turn into the brightest dawns. Laughter is more than sound, it is the heartbeat of resilience. It reminds us that we are never alone. And remember, if all else fails, let a hovergoat try juggling your mangoes. It's surprisingly effective.